I'd like to share with you today was the experience that I had this morning with two female patients. And I want to start out by saying one was a doctor and the other was an attorney. They both had come in together, not knowing each other, and neither of them had been here since June. Both of them had put on not a great deal of weight, but both of them had put on between 5 and 7 pounds. I remarked that overall several months had passed, and that the positive was that both of them could take off all of the weight that they had put on in a maximum of 3 weeks. And then another woman walked in. This woman had put on almost 13 pounds in approximately the same time. And so I had two women putting on 5 to 7 pounds and one woman putting on the 13. And here was the interesting part. When I asked the woman who had put on 13 pounds if it was worth it, she said to me, Dr. Schwartz, it was summer. I really didn't want to be bothered. Today, I regret what I did. But during the period of time that this was going on, I don't and didn't regret it at all. I turned to the other two women and said, help me understand. Both of you had been given the ABS magic protocol, and yet neither of you had used it. There was some grinning and chuckling, and I said, help me understand. I've given you a tool that is infallible. If you used it, there is absolutely no question that you would not have put on any meaningful weight at all. And yet, both of you, competent, working women, out in the world, able to get along with people in professional settings, setting limits, telling people what to do. And yet, when it came to yourselves, there was silence. The magic protocol was invisible. Now, I turned to the other woman and said, what is it that you mean when you say you regret it? She said, none of my clothes fit. I'm going back to work. I'm a teacher. And none of my clothes fit. And I'm very unhappy because I don't want to spend the money on new clothes. And so I've come back to the office to lose weight. I asked her a question. I said, what prompted you to do this? And she basically said, it was summer. I wanted to have fun, and I had fun. And during this summer, I also said, I see other people doing it. And so once or twice a week, I had some drinks as well. Let's look at all of this. First, none of them were out of control. None of them had done major damage. All of them were coming back because they wanted to lose weight. But there was a piece that was missing, and a piece that we talk about now and then, but we really are not taking seriously. All of them had given in to their child self. Now, let's go over this once more, and maybe this time you can incorporate it, to integrate it, make it part of yourself. First, you have never seen an adult having fun who was not behaving as though they were a child. Adults have no capacity for fun. Only children do. So the reasons they gave for doing what they did came from the fact that the child self that lives within them was given control. These are people who tell other people what to do, how to do it, when to do it, interpret it, criticize, and yet, when a child who lives within them gave orders, they succumbed. They gave in to the child. After the fact, they thought about it, and what they were basically saying is, Dr. Schwartz, you take control. Tell us what to do, and we're going to do it. I'll happily help you and work with you, but I don't wish to be the one to take control. So, let's go back to the child. That child self lives within you because that's where all the fun and joy in your life comes from. Without that child, you would be fine, but there would be no fun, no enjoyment. Therefore, if you're a normal person and want to enjoy things, that child self has to be acknowledged. Now, here is the issue. That child self is real. That child self has only one goal: to bring fun and joy into your life. When you are angry, when you are bored, when you are frustrated, when you are lonely, when you are scared, those emotions prevent that child from bringing fun and joy into your life. And because that child is a child, it wants what it wants when it wants it. It wants it now and will pester you and bother you and annoy you and press you until you give in. And when you give in, you give up control. Now, the child has no true understanding of consequences. Therefore, you have to be proactive. You have to talk to that child and call it by your name or your nickname. And you have to say to that child the truth. I want the same freedom and choice and the things that I desire whenever I want them all the time. But I, as an adult, realize I may not have them all the time. Because if I do, it will not be good for me. Finish off by saying, I know you want the best for me. But if you truly want me to be happy, I can't have the best all the time. And if you really want me to be happy, let's do something not damaging that will make me and therefore you feel good so we can move on without my doing damage. Sorry for the phone interruption. I'm going to finish off. Make yourself important in your own life. Take care of yourself, but at the same time, involve your child self in recognizing that postponing and doing something that is not damaging in the long run will make you happy. Till next time.